Today we're going to take a look at the customer import tool within the DeltaNet. When you first come into the DeltaNet, you're going to use the search bar to type in import and find the tool that way. Another important thing here is how you're going to prepare your CSV file. So here you can see kind of an example of what your CSV file might look like. You're going to want to have your first row being the name of those columns and then the information following below. So it's often popular to have the first name and the last name of your customer, their email, their phone, their address, the notes, and a lot of other information in your CSV file that you can then align with the tool upon import. So once you've prepared your CSV file, you're going to come back into the DeltaNet and you're going to return to that import page. Here on the import page, you're going to use that plus button, and then you're going to choose your file for import. Then you're just going to certify that the list that you are importing is leads that you've gathered from your own sphere of influence and not a list that you've bought. Then on this next page, we're going to align all of the fields. So you'll see that some will automatically align if they can. So email is connecting to email address. First name is connecting to first name, last name, and then notes is connecting to notes. You'll also see that sometimes the fields don't auto-align. So for phone, it's not pulling through automatically because there's a lot of options in our system for which phone it might be. So we're going to choose phone daytime for where we want that number to go. Then you can also choose for address. You can see here there's address 1 and address 2. Normally this is going to be, your normal address, and address 2 might be if it's an apartment number. Then you can have, if you have columns for city, state, and zip code, etc., different options for those. And you can see here by looking at this page all of the different options for things that our system can pull in to a customer profile. So if your spreadsheet doesn't have these options, but you'd like to add them to your spreadsheet so you could pull those all in, it's good to take a look at this before you prepare your CSV file, and you can prepare all of these columns in your document as well. The next step here is group. So you can choose for all of these customers upon import to be automatically dropped into one of your groups. Then you can choose if there's a duplicate customer in this import as one that is already in the system. You can choose whether that new customer does not import at all, whether it imports as a completely new customer, making 2 customers then at that point with the same name, or if it merges with the existing customer, choosing to favor the existing data, or if it merges and it favors the new data that's coming in. And then the last thing here on this page is you can check this box to have MarketWatch reports created for all of these customers. That's going to be for any of the customers that have addresses attached to them. You could then have MarketWatch reports created based off of those addresses attached to those customers. Then you can choose whether you want to save and process this later. If there's maybe things you need to tweak in this and you're not quite ready to officially do the import, you can choose to save this so you don't lose your progress, or you can choose to save and process now if you're ready to do the import. Then once the import is complete, you're going to be able to take a look at those customers here in the system in live time. And the last thing we'll look at is one of those customers that we did import and take a look at their profile. We can see that under mail, the email address was pulled in. Under call, their phone number was pulled in. And then their address is here under the addresses as well. And that about summarizes up the customer import tool.